Alright, T. Welcome back to ReZero Anime Review, episode number 70. Yes, I do know for a fact that the amount of episodes for the anime is actually less than my anime review series. Well, and the main reason is because not only have I reviewed all the seasons for the show, I have also, and I've covered the first two volumes, the side stories, and of course I covered all the side stuff like Frozen Bond, which is fantastic by the way. I recommend everybody check it out. I've also reviewed. There was actually shorts, which I've not seen the ones for this season yet, but I'll probably see it soon. So, in the case of this particular episode, we are at episode 62 of the series, which is known as Regulus. What was the last name for? Regulus Corneas. And this episode covers the rest of Chapter 3, the entirety of Chapter 5, and from what I can tell, pretty much the rest of Chapter 6. So that means, with this very episode, and look at basically what was adapted, I look at the stuff that's shown for the series, with this episode, this book is fully adapted. Oh yeah, this book is done. Which means, starting next week, we're doing this book. There was a slight preview here of this one, toward the very end, post-credits, where you have Willingham take on Teresa, his late wife, and there's Ricardo just splashing through what was the stuff, the goo that was left behind by the Archbishop of Lust. That's a tiny sliver. It's probably just a sneak preview for next week, which is basically from the first couple pages of book 20. Because pretty much almost this entire episode, I would say 99% of the episode is from all this other stuff. It's all related to Subaru's battle with Regulus. Because we finally got this point where we're taking him on. Basically, Subaru's running away from him. So, immediately it comes up with the interesting idea to contact the wives, or get in contact with the wives, and figure out what Regulus' weakness is. Like, where his heart is, per se. And they want to talk at first. And, of course, they have the common ground. She talks to number 184. And she asks him, all the girls this. Because she doesn't love Regulus. Do any of you girls love Regulus? And they all despise him. Every last one of them. All 53 women hate his freaking guts. So, then of course, to find the heart, all of a sudden one of her lesser spirits that she has contacts with, she has contacts with many lesser spirits. Not just Puck. By the way, Puck has been absent since like the beginning of season 2. And if you're curious, is the anime skipping him? Like, are they cutting his appearances out per se? No. Not in the slightest. And there's a reason for that. He's not in the material. He's not there. He's been absent for quite some time in the series. Is he dead? No, he's not dead. So, then Willis finds out that there's a piece of his heart inside of all the girls. This black goo stuff. And they come with the idea to stop their hearts by killing themselves. I am not kidding about that. That was an idea the girls had. So, Amelia stops them, and then she tells them, I'm going to stop all your pulses. And then, while Subaru is basically fighting Regulus and near death, she freezes all of them. And then she arrives with Subaru, and of course, Regulus thinks, oh, you killed all the women. Did you miscount? And she's like, 53. Huh? I never miscount anybody. which is probably true, though she's been ditched when it comes to love. There was a funny point in the previous season of the show where when Subaru made out with Amelia, that was on pregnancy, even though that's not how that works. It's just so funny. And of course, basically, Amelia's like, "Damn you, punk!" Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny for the last season for the show. So, yeah. So, and of course, basically, Regulus now recognizes Subaru, his voice. It's like, "Oh, I heard you killed an archbishop. Oh, he was a failure." And flashing back to Poltergeist, which is the first time we've seen the guy in the show, this version of him, since season 1. Which, by the way, that came out, I kid you not, as of right now, 9 years ago. So anybody watching the anime has not seen that version of the character. Well, yes, it did appear it's a good quartet. But in the case of this very show, last anybody saw him was back in 2016. When he was killed by Subaru by being run over by a carriage. That is how he died. And like, oh, he was a failure. He never did anything even after he became Archbishop. So then Subaru remembers, oh yeah, I do have the unseen hands in me, basically the authority of sloth. So basically he proceeds to use the unseen hands to reach inside of Amelia, who apparently has got one of Regulus' hearts, and then goes inside her body. The unseen hand rips off Regulus' heart and squishes it. And then it's like, oh yeah, now we can turn the next spell. And of course, basically, well, Subaru's attacking, and of course, Amelia proceeds to beat the crap out of him. Like, throws him to the big pillar that was seen back in episode 1 of the season. Throws him with a bunch of... And then proceeds to pin him against the sand wall, a little crater, and then proceeds to punch him 53 times. Bam, 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 bam. Like, oh my gosh, damn. He was like, this is unfair. It's supposed to be 1-on-1. He's like, oh, I can take it out with his knife. And then Reinhardt comes back. And by the way, it was revealed that when Regulus shot this guy, he pinned with some freaking moon. And then he comes down and then proceeds to punch him so hard, Regulus goes in the sky and thinks, oh, I killed these women. Like, oh, they smile. And then he sees apparently his wives are all smiling at him. They're laughing at him. And then Regulus somehow jump up in the air, kicks him really hard, and then drops him underground, what appears to be 10 miles underground. We even see part of the earth. I thought it was a really good animation effect there. And then he's like, ooh, I'm basically going to use my creepy stuff. I'm going to crawl out of this hole and kill. And he remembers, oh yeah, I do remember her. Yes, from the previous season of the show. Which, the whole thing is a little memory stuff. And he's like, oh crap. And then he gets buried by water. And then he drowns. And I can't confirm he is dead. He is not coming back at all. Oh, by the way, Super also kind of stole his authority. So Amelia thinks like, I think I've seen it before, but I don't remember. Now, in case you're curious though, was that the end of forgetting about the event season 2? No, that is not the case. It's not the case of erasing season 2 at all, despite the fact that it's probably a little more darker than the season was. So, that's not the case here. You see, the line where she says, where she just doesn't remember what we've never seen before, that is from the book. That is not changed from the anime. That is from the book. And then she unfreezes all the wives after, of course, Regulus is definitively dead. And you have her and Super sit on top of this little rebel stuff, and all the way up. And by the way, the money for her name was to be Selfie, and then she's Super still effectively Regulus. So at this point, 2 of the archbishops have been defeated out of the 4 who show up at the beginning of this arc. Because you have Regulus, you have Archbishop of Gluttony, Lust, and Wrath. Yep. And of course, also we're dealing more with Lust probably next episode. But yeah, this episode was fantastic. I loved it. Yeah, and no denying the best part of the episode is basically Amelia doing the Oda to Regulus. It was quite well deserved. And show the fact that he's a heartless bastard. Yes, Regulus definitely is. Not just the fact he doesn't have a heart, because he puts the women's bodies. I'm like, you deserve everything you got, Regulus. Yeah, he deserved everything he got because the guy was manipulative. He killed women's entire families and villages just because they dare look at them. Yeah, the man was petty. It's like he wanted these women, so he want no distractions at all. And he thinks this is a way to love women. Despite the fact that's not how it works. Even Millie basically pointed this out, though, which that's from the actual books themselves. But yeah, great episode overall. Fantastic. Looking forward to the next episode, which is going to start adapting the final book of this arc. This very book in my hand. This is what I'm adapting next week. And oh boy, this is going to be interesting. In case you're curious though, how long is book 20? This book is actually shorter than the last book. Like, this book, it is roughly 244 pages. That's the longest book is, and it's quite short. As for book 19, which is actually the 4th book of this arc, this book, if you take out the extra stuff, this book is, you take out the afterwards, this book is roughly 261 pages. So that means this book is roughly about 18 pages shorter. Actually, no, 16 pages shorter than this book. Yeah, shorter. And those might be thinking, do I think the anime did a good job adapting this book? Yes, definitely. I think 4 episodes was plenty of a length to cover this book. I mean, I don't think anything major was cut. Yes, they did rearrange some scenes for the book because the book kept jumping. The thing with this book is, if you read it, it's like a bunch of time. It's like they just keep jumping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, try to cover everything. The anime presents a little more chronological order than what the book did, and you might think, oh, does that ruin the experience of reading the book? Not really. Not really at all. And that's just of it. Yes, and in case you're curious though, yes, I did review this a few years ago when it originally was released here. And I'll continue reviewing the books. Yes. And I'm going to be watching the dub for the series soon. After I finish catching the dub for Freya. Because the last show I did catch the dub for was actually Failure Frame. I kind of enjoyed the dub for that one. That was really good. I loved the music for that one. Yep. I'm also looking forward to exactly like what Latina herself basically sounds like under her English dub voice. A lot of the other characters I've heard are English dub actors, but not her. She's one of the few I haven't yet. I haven't heard Brittany Luda basically of the Archbishop of Lust because I've only heard her Japanese voice actor so far. Yep. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and do not hit that dislike button. So, I will see you all tomorrow. Off the top of my head, the only plan for tomorrow, the only thing planned for tomorrow is just probably review for Dr. Stone because I'm not working on a new anime right now. Nick, why don't you review Love Illness? Well, I'm postponing that for now. Yeah. I'll watch eventually. What anime do start next? There's anime involving the Praiser. Or it's deemed like the worthless skill one. Yeah, I'm going to be doing that one next. How long it'll take me? I don't know. The anime basically is only 7 episodes so far, so hopefully it won't take me too long. Yep. So I will see you all tomorrow. Okay? Bye.